Hi everyone, it's Mark Merrill with Firm, Fairness in the Reporting Media. Today, our program focuses on media hoaxes that are crushing trust. And our gentleman with the information that he presented over a year ago, to the month, September of 2023, Victor Davis Hanson, you see here, gave a brief synopsis online about the recent debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. He called it a forgettable, warped debate. He asked the question and he answered it. Will the debate change the race? Probably not. Harris confirmed that she was slicker, he observed, but her habitual happy-faced nodding has been seen over the last 90 days as facilitating her shallowness, stonewalling, and evasions. Trump reestablished he's fiery, quick-tempered, and easily provoked, but the country already knew all that from the last 9 years. At least he's honest. Half the nation always felt Trump's loose cannon furor was well directed against plastic politicians and the fusion media, and likely saw such confirmation in this debate. The sappy Harris won the visuals, maybe the grouchy Trump likely the issues, but the real losers were ABC Network and its two partisan moderators, Muir and Davis. Take that for what it's worth. The following, folks, are segments from an article originally printed in the Epoch Times, September 6, 2023, by the Honorable Mr. Victor Davis Hanson. Professor Hanson has written almost 20 books on many topics and issues that affect American values and life challenges. However, as he points out in the article, from one unapologetic media hoax to the next, he explains and examines several instances where our country's mainstream media has tried to overthrow existing constitutional laws and freedoms and rights over the past, I believe, here at Firm, 6 to 7 years. He says 9. That's fine. Crowning themselves kings and queens, meaning the media, of law and order, but have no backbone or basis to ever prove it. And now, since the bullying down and dumbing down of America started to get finally pushing back in many states, there now appears to be a light of hope and renewed faith to turn from evils and ideologies of, oh, this sounds good, we'll blast their so-called truth. Turn it around into common sense, real common sense, and back to basics educational standards in high schools and major universities once again. So, forthcoming, folks, are a few of Professor Hanson's and ours here at Firm, facts and realisms, if you will, for our future existence as a republic, but more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, for sanctity of the civil mind, and less coddling of our adult children by blame and oppression from social and electronic media as victims, and back towards restoration of strength without federal government babysitting. 3 segments of Mr. Hanson's article published in Epoch Times, as we said, back in September of 2023, almost exactly 1 year ago. Number 1, the media's complete cover for Hunter Biden's dealings and money influence with hiding millions of dollars and Joe Biden playing defense for his son and denying Hunter's laptop with extensive information on his father's involvement, but was hidden for 12 or more months. Number 2, the media tried but failed, as most Americans already know, to hide Joe Biden's taking bribes when he was vice president under Obama to alter U.S. policies and suit his payers. It's called bribery and treason. That's what it is, folks. Impeachable offenses in the Constitution. I knew that before Mr. Hanson said it. Plus, a quick side note on this one, folks. The mainstream media, all the way to the state and local news levels, and yeah, you all know who you are. Damn it. They were also months into various weaponizing prosecutions of Donald Trump. Couldn't wait to see him go to jail for the rest of his life. Never mind. Figure out how they were going to assassinate him. Gee, it didn't work though, did it? But now back to present day, folks. In current September 2024, those accusations against Mr. Trump and the charges against him and trying to call him a convicted felon are false to begin with. And guess what? Have been thrown out of courts in Georgia and soon in New York State. And now, point number 3 from Professor Hanson. The previous 4 court trials cooked up charges on Mr. Trump could easily apply to a host of Democrats. Now, take your pick if you dare, America. Plus, there's this summary from Mr. Hanson at the end of his article. Here's a couple of ideas for the ones who you want to incriminate. In his final statement on his article of a year ago, folks, he wrote, quote, in writing, "For the past 8 years, discredited media have never expressed remorse for any of the damage they did to this country, and they will not again when their latest mythological indictments are eventually exposed." Pretty much. That's it, folks. And what do we have here? Once again, portion of the Declaration of Independence that we at Firm here constantly go back to, the paragraph 2. After establishing independence from the British Crown in 1776, we, the founders, hold our truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator, God, with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to effect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, the people, it is their duty, the people, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. That's it, folks. There's no sugarcoating here. Never has been at Firm. Never will be. In the meantime, check out our podcasts right here at rumble.com/fairnessmedia1. Over 235 podcasts and counting, 5 times a week. You can also find excerpts or at least views and segments of it on YouTube, Twitter, and all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We expect and hopefully we'll hear from a lot of you viewers. and followers, as we really appreciate that you do. I would like to have your ideas for topics and suggestions for something we may not have thought of. Under truth, facts, reality, and common sense here. Fairnessinreportingmedia at gmail.com. Fairnessinreportingmedia at gmail.com. I'm Mark Merrill. Everybody stay safe and peace to all.